Have you ever seen someone proudly say, "I'm investing now," while they're carrying credit card debt at 20% plus and they have zero emergency savings? That drives me nuts because it is not investing. It's trying to grow money while you're leaking money faster somewhere else. Some people do not lose long term because the stock market did them wrong. They lose because they do things in the wrong order. Then life happens and they panic, sell, borrow, or reset their progress. This video is the clean, beginner-friendly sequence. The order that reduces mistakes, protects your cash flow, and lets you stay invested for years. If you follow this order, you do not need to be brilliant. You just need to be consistent. Here's the principle. Money has different jobs. One job is to keep you stable. Another job is to eliminate guaranteed losses. Another job is to capture guaranteed wins. Only after that do you focus on long-term growth. When you flip that order, you end up investing while your financial life stays fragile. And fragile people make expensive decisions. Let's make this real with two quick examples. Case study 1 is Jake. Jake has $6,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest. No emergency fund, and he wants to invest because he hears the market averages around 7 to 10% long term. If Jake invests $200 a month into stocks while he pays minimums on the credit cards, he's basically trying to earn 8% while paying 22%. Even if his investments do fine, the math is fighting him. One surprise expense hits, he puts it on the card, and the balance grows. He feels like he's doing something, but his net worth doesn't move. Then there's case study 2 with Maya. Maya has no credit card debt, but she has $400 in savings and a stable income. She invests $300 a month, and she keeps pulling money out every time life throws something at her. Car repair, the vet bill, rent increase. She's not failing because investing is bad. She's failing because she has no buffer. Her problem is not what she buys in the market. Her problem is that she keeps getting forced to sell. Jake needs debt control first. Maya needs stability first. That is why order matters. Step 1, build a starter emergency fund first. Before you get serious about investing, you need a small cash buffer that stops minor problems from turning into debt. Start with something like $1,000 to $2,000. That number is not magic. It's just big enough to handle many common life happens moments without a credit card. Once you hit that, build toward 1 month of essential expenses. Then build toward 3 months. If your income is unstable, you have dependents, or your industry is volatile, you may want closer to 6 months. This step feels boring, but it prevents the most common investing failure. Selling at the worst time because you need money. Your emergency fund is not there to make you money. It's there to stop you from losing money in the dumbest way possible. Step 2, eliminate high-interest debt because it is a guaranteed loss. If you have high-interest debt, this is usually your next priority. Credit cards, payday loans, and any double-digit interest debt are the biggest offenders. Think of it like this. Paying down a 22% interest card is like earning a guaranteed 22% return. The stock market cannot guarantee that next year. Your debt is guaranteeing the opposite. Here is the simple method. Keep minimum payments on all debts. Then take every extra dollar and attack the highest interest rate first. That is the debt avalanche. If you need motivation, you can start with a smaller balance to build momentum. But do not ignore the interest math for long. Your goal is to stop interest from quietly stealing your future. A quick timeline example helps. If you can throw $500 per month in high-interest debt and you have $6,000 outstanding, you can be out in roughly a year or less, depending on interest and minimums. That is not glamorous, but it is powerful because once the debt is gone, that same $500 per month becomes fuel for savings and investing. Step 3, get your employer match, if you have one, even while paying debt. This is the major exception where investing can come before you are fully debt-free if your employer matches part of your retirement contributions. Contribute enough to get the full match. That match is basically free money. In many plans, it's like an instant 50% or 100% return up to the match limit. It's hard to beat anything like that. So if you're Jake with credit card debt, the smart move is often get the match, then go right back to attacking the debt aggressively. Do not invest a little everywhere. While the debt grows, you take the free money. Then you stop the bleeding. One quick warning, check vesting rules. Some employers require you to stay a certain amount of time to keep the match. Even then, matching is usually still worth it, but you want to understand the rules so you're not surprised. Step 4. Upgrade your emergency fund to real runway. Once high-interest debt is controlled or gone and you're collecting the employer match, you build the emergency fund to a level that matches your life. This is where Maya stops getting reset. Your runway gives you the ability to stay invested when life is inconvenient. Use this simple runway formula. Add up essential monthly expenses, then multiply by 3 for a baseline. If your essentials are $3,000 per month, 3 months is $9,000. If you're in a higher risk situation, go to 6 months. The perfect number matters less than actually having enough to avoid panic decisions. Step 5. Use tax-advantaged accounts before taxable investing. Now we move into the part that actually accelerates wealth building because taxes quietly reduce compounding. The general rule is, after you get the employer match, prioritize the accounts that give you tax advantages before you load up a normal taxable brokerage account. For many people, the next bucket after the match is an IRA, or traditional or Roth, depending on your situation. Why? Because you often get better investment choices and lower fees than some employer plans. Fees matter. A small fee difference over decades becomes a big money difference. Now, here's the simple decision framework so you don't get stuck. If you're early in your career, earning less than you expect to earn later, or you expect your tax rate to be higher in the future, Roth-style contributions often make sense because you pay taxes now at a lower rate and potentially take tax-free withdrawals later under the rules. If you're in your peak earning years, in a higher tax bracket today, and you expect your retirement tax rate to be lower than it is now, traditional style contributions often make sense because you get a tax break today and pay taxes later when your rate may be lower. If you're unsure, splitting contributions between traditional and Roth can be a smart middle path because it gives you options later. That is called tax diversification, and beginners underestimate how valuable options are. Step 6. If you have an HSA, learn it because it can be a strong tool. This step is only if you are eligible. If you have access to a health savings account through a qualified health plan, it can be useful because it can offer strong tax advantages when used correctly. A common long-term approach is to invest HSA funds, and if you can afford it, pay current medical costs out of pocket while saving receipts. Later, you can reimburse yourself for qualified expenses under the rules. The reason this matters is simple. Healthcare costs in retirement are usually real, and having a dedicated bucket for them can reduce stress later. If that sounds complicated, do not overthink it. If you have an HSA and you can contribute comfortably, it can be worth prioritizing. If you do not have access, skip it and move on. Step 7. Maximize workplace retirement contributions beyond the match. After the match, after stability, and after you're using other tax advantage buckets, you scale your workplace retirement contributions. This is where the boring plan becomes powerful. Your goal is to automate consistent investing so your results depend less on willpower and more on your system. Here's a practical approach. Every time you get a raise, increase contributions by a small percentage before your lifestyle absorbs it. This is one of the easiest ways to grow your investing rate without feeling like you're constantly sacrificing. Step 8. Now you use a taxable brokerage account for flexibility. Only after the earlier steps do you load up a taxable brokerage account. Taxable accounts are not bad. They're just less protected tax-wise, which can slow compounding. Their advantage is flexibility. You can use them for goals before retirement age, like a house, down payment in 5 years, building an early retirement bridge, or investing beyond account limits. Here's the simple framework for taxable versus retirement accounts. If the money is for retirement, and you can leave it alone for a long time, use tax-advantaged retirement accounts first. If the money is for a goal before retirement age, or you need flexibility without retirement account rules, then a taxable brokerage account makes sense. The mistake is doing taxable first just because it feels easier, then skipping tax advantages that could have helped you for decades. Inside the taxable accounts, you keep it simple, diversified, low cost, and long term. The biggest risk in taxable accounts is behavior, trading too much, chasing hype, and selling when scared. A boring strategy you can stick to beats a smart strategy you abandon. Step 9. Speculation is last if you do it at all. Crypto, individual stock picking, options, and high-risk bets come last. Not because they can never work, but because they can easily derail beginners. If you want to speculate, do it with a small percentage of your investing money after the foundation is already built and your long-term plan is running automatically. That way, even if speculation goes badly, it does not ruin your life. Now let's compress this into a simple, memorable order you can actually follow. First, build a starter emergency fund. Second, pay off high-interest debt while taking the employer match if available. Third, build real runway so you stop getting reset. Fourth, prioritize tax-advantaged accounts and choose Roth versus traditional using a simple tax rate now versus later logic. Fifth, scale retirement contributions. Sixth, add taxable investing for flexible goals. Seventh, only then consider speculation. If you want the fastest way to start today, here it is. Automate something small, $25 per paycheck to your emergency fund, or enough to get your employer match. Then increase it as you stabilize. Consistency beats intensity. So let me ask you a direct question. Which step are you on right now? Are you building runway, killing high interest debt, collecting the match, or investing in a taxable account without a foundation? Be honest, because the order you choose determines whether investing feels empowering or frustrating. I'm Carlo. Thanks for watching, and remember, this is not financial advice. It's your life, your money, and your choice whether you want to drive your wealth or park it in the driveway until it disappears.